Welcome back to High Quality Essence. Today we're breaking down the hypergamous evolution of Lauren Sanchez, not as a fairy tale, but as a masterclass in strategy. We're unpacking how she became a billionaire's fiance, well now wife, by first becoming that woman on her own. Because the lesson isn't just about love, it's about alignment, self-worth, and power. This is for the invisible it girls, the women who know that becoming a luxury isn't loud, it's quiet, calculated, and internal first. Before her name was trending next to Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez was already a fully formed woman with presence, poise, and power. She was an Emmy-winning journalist. She didn't just work in media, she excelled. Lauren earned her stripes as a serious communicator, not just a pretty face. Winning an Emmy isn't just about looks, it's about discipline, timing, and presence. It's about knowing how to tell a story, hold attention, and own a room. Translation for the high-value woman: master your voice, speak with impact, and be the woman who commands attention with her own energy. She didn't just wait to be interviewed, she asked the questions. In a world where women are constantly trying to be seen, Lauren learned how to observe, analyze, control a narrative from the inside. She wasn't just a passenger in celebrity culture, she was driving the conversation. That's invisible it girl energy. Be aware, be informed, be inside the rooms even when you're not the one on stage. She's also a helicopter pilot. This is where things get different. Not only was she brilliant in front of a camera, she also literally took flight. She became a licensed helicopter pilot, a traditionally male-dominated space. Why does this matter in a hypergamy conversation? Because it shows balance. Feminine softness meets masculine skills. Glamour meets grit. She wasn't waiting to be flown out, she could fly herself. That alone shifts her energy and her value in every room she entered. She didn't just stop at flying, she turned into a business owner. Lauren co-founded Black Ops Aviation, a female-owned aerial film and production company. Not only was she flying choppers, she was using them to create content, capture moments, and monetize airspace. What's the lesson here? A high-value woman doesn't just look expensive, she creates value. And when you create value, the right men notice. Not because you need them, but because your energy is already aligned with power, precision, and prosperity. She wasn't waiting to be chosen, she was choosing herself. Lauren's pre-Bezos era is the perfect case study in self-selection. She built her own platform, pursued her own passions, and mastered her image long before the world knew her name through Jeff. This is the foundation of hypergamy done right. You don't just become the prize after the man, you become the prize so the right man sees you clearly. Hypergamy isn't just about who you marry, it's about how you move. Lauren Sanchez didn't just attract power, she aligned with it. Not by being loud, thirsty, or chaotic, but through mastery of feminine positioning and soft power. Let's break this down. She didn't chase clout, she built credibility. While many women focus on being seen, Lauren focused on being respected. She built a resume, she earned awards, and she cultivated a reputation. She wasn't trying to go viral, she was building value quietly. The hypergamy lesson we can look at is that fame fades, credibility compounds. It's not about popularity, it's about prestige. Be known for your essence, not just your image. She didn't overshare, she created mystery. Lauren has always kept her moves classy and intentional. She never gave the public full access. Even in the media-driven world, she maintained a level of mystery that made her memorable. Feminine energy thrives in mystery. You don't owe the world your playbook. You don't need to announce your wins. Let them wonder how you did it. That's the magnetic power. She wasn't loud, she was effective. Lauren didn't get into messy public feuds. She wasn't performing femininity for applause. She positioned herself as a woman who gets things done with poise, polish, and presence. She mastered the art of being visible without being available to everyone. This is an elegant reminder. Being seen does not equal being accessible. You can show up without showing everything. Control the spotlight, don't chase it. This is soft power in motion. Number 1. Knowing when to be seen. Lauren showed up when it mattered. Red carpet moments, high-value events, business launches, she was never overexposed, she was intentional. Your presence should feel like a rare appearance, not a regular post. 2. Knowing when to be silent. During her relationship with Bezos, especially the early controversial stages, she said nothing. No reactive interviews, no press tours, no oversharing. Just stillness, just style, and just strategy. The most feminine women know when silence is stronger than speech. Let the noise happen outside of you, never within you. 3. Knowing when to disappear and reappear leveled up. Lauren disappeared from the spotlight before she reemerged looking completely elevated. Glowing skin, new wardrobe, elite styling, and undeniable energy. She didn't just reappear, she arrived. This is what soft power looks like in real life, not a breakdown, a breakthrough. She wasn't healing in public, she was evolving in private. Your feminine energy is a magnet. Lauren used hers wisely, not by force, but by flow. She didn't force outcomes, she allowed spaces and silence to draw the right opportunities in. Femininity isn't passive, it's powerful in its own way. It's about timing, energy, presence, mystery. Lauren Sanchez is proof that when you know your worth, you don't have to move loudly, you just move wisely, and the world adjusts. Once Lauren Sanchez had built her credibility through journalism and aviation and media, she made the move that only leveled up women truly understand. She pivoted, not loudly, not publicly, not with the post saying, "I'm entering my soft era," but strategically, gracefully, and intentionally. She stopped hustling publicly and started aligning privately. This is the essence of an invisible elevation. Lauren didn't need to keep proving herself to the masses. She wasn't shouting about her success. She was silently upgrading her circles, schedule, skin, and her surroundings. She moved from "look at me working" to "I'm already in the rooms you're trying to get into." There's a point in every high values woman's journey where she realized you don't need validation, just alignment. She transitioned from public hustle to private curation. Instead of being front and center on the news every day, she shifted into private aviation ventures. Lauren became the co-founder of Black Ops Aviation, showing that her career wasn't just about fame, it was about access. She leveraged her pilot license and media savvy to become a businesswoman in a male-dominated, luxury-coded space. This is what hypergamy looks like when it's done with depth. Not just being in the jet, but owning it. She made elegant appearances at fashion galas, not red carpet events every weekend, not thirst traps, but occasional unforgettable appearances at events that signal elegance, taste, and power. Presence over popularity. You don't need to be seen everywhere, just where it matters. Lauren positioned herself as a safe, stylish, and intelligent woman in elite circles. She moved in rooms where businesses get discussed on yachts, deals get whispered at dinner parties, where women are remembered for grace, not drama. She became a luxury herself. The lesson here? Stop performing, start positioning. True hypergamy isn't about screaming for attention. It's about being so aligned that powerful people invite you in. She wasn't performing for attention. She became the standard. There's a difference between being impressive and being irreplaceable. Lauren became the kind of woman who didn't have to compete for the man's eye. She was the one he noticed when the noise fell away, because she didn't just look high value, she moved like it, she embodied it. The woman who built herself quietly will always outlast the ones who perform loudly. You don't perform to get a man. Performing is short term. It's exhausting. It's reactive. Lauren didn't win because she was the loudest. She won because she was the most aligned. You build to attract the life where the man appears naturally. Hypergamy done right isn't hunting for a rich man. It's building the lifestyle, the identity, the essence, and then letting the right man enter your world. Lauren didn't get a billionaire, then upgrade. She upgraded, then a billionaire found her there. By the time Lauren Sanchez aligned with Jeff Bezos, she didn't need his status, she mirrored it. She wasn't just a pretty plus one. She was a polished presence, a feminine force, a fully developed woman of value, identity, and impact. Let's break down what made her an asset, not just an accessory. She was a trained pilot with her own fleet access. This detail is critical, not just for optics, but for energetics. Jeff Bezos isn't an average man. He runs Amazon, he explores spaces, he thinks in galaxies. So it makes perfect hypergamous sense that the woman by his side is someone who can literally fly herself. Not only is Lauren a pilot, she founded a private aerial film company. She understood logistics, risk, and scale. This wasn't just cute, it was highly complementary. Hypergamy tip. If you want to attract a high caliber man, stop asking what does he want. Ask, what am I already building that would support the world he leads? Lauren didn't shrink to fit Jeff's world. She expanded hers until they naturally overlapped. She was media savvy and emotionally intelligent. Bezos isn't just rich, he's visible. Dating him meant criticism, invasion, and opinion. But Lauren never reacted impulsively. She navigated media noise like someone who's been in the game for decades. She handled press drama, personal exposure, and public analysis with poise. No interviews, no sob stories, no social media rants. Just clean styling, luxury events, and an elevated presence that said, I don't need to explain myself. I embody what you can't understand. That's emotional intelligence. That's feminine control. She was a woman with status, history, and substance. Lauren wasn't new to luxury. She wasn't suddenly upgraded. She already married and divorced a powerful Hollywood agent, built a family, and remained a devoted mother, curated a life rooted in high society, aviation, and legacy. She came to the table with narrative depth, not just appearance. Men like Jeff Bezos don't want a blank slate. They want a woman with her own story, one that aligns with theirs in maturity, sophistication, and long-term vision. That's hypergamy with texture, not just beauty, but backstory. This is what the invisible it girl understands. Become the lifestyle, the man is the accessory. Lauren didn't just build her image around being Jeff's girl. She wasn't reposting him daily or attaching herself to his name like a fan. She didn't start performing for love after getting the man. She stayed in the essence that attracted him in the first place. And because of that, she didn't look like someone who just got lucky. She looked like someone who belonged. She didn't need him to glow. She was already glistening. The truth is, when you already have your own light, a man like Bezos doesn't rescue you. He simply recognizes you. Lauren didn't show up as a fantasy. She showed up as a real woman with elegance, depth, and direction. That's why he didn't just date her. He engaged her. He married her. He publicly aligned with her. He made her a part of his legacy. She walked beside him, not behind him. In every photo, every outing, every headline, Lauren is beside Jeff, not trailing behind him. And that is the ultimate reward of leveling up first. You're not clinging, you're not begging, you're chosen because you already chose yourself. Let this be a reminder. You don't elevate for a man. You elevate so the man knows where to find you. When the media storm hit, when the public had its opinion, when the internet was dissecting her texts, her past, her worth, Lauren Sánchez said nothing, no interviews. She didn't just sit down and explain herself. She didn't go on a damage control PR tour. She didn't try to sway the public opinion. She let people talk and kept ascending. That's strategy, not silence, because true power doesn't explain, it evolves. She didn't clap back. She didn't try to clear the air with shade or soft threats. She didn't defend her femininity to strangers on the internet. Because when you're already aligned with power, you don't have time for pettiness. You're too busy curating your lifestyle to be correcting rumors. No defensive Instagram posts. She didn't get online to cry. She didn't turn heartbreak into a content series. She didn't turn opinions into identity. Instead, she responded with curated red carpet appearances, dressed in elegance, unbothered, and composed. Her energy grew richer, quieter, softer, stronger. More silence, more glow, proof that real transformation doesn't make announcements. She let the public speculate while she strategized in peace. The lesson? The most powerful women don't argue, they ascend. They don't go where they're dragged. They don't react to every spark. They set fire to a whole new standard and walk away untouched. When you're the storm, you don't respond to the weather. Lauren knew this, and that's why her legacy continued to rise in spite of the noise. Let's land this entire case study with one truth most women skip. Leveling up first is your power. When you glow up before the man, you're not performing worth, you're embodying it. You're not looking for someone to choose you, you already chosen yourself. And that is the frequency where a powerful man finds you. Lauren Sánchez didn't marry up. She wasn't rescued, she wasn't discovered and distressed. She leveled up intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, aesthetically. She already had identity, assets, and purpose. And that's when the most powerful man in the world aligned with her. Because he didn't meet her at the bottom, he found her already standing in rooms where his future was built. If you're still waiting for a man to upgrade your life, you're in the wrong story. No man can give you what you're refusing to give yourself. Standards, structure, styles, stillness, strategy. Hypergamy is not a rescue plan. It's a reward for elevation. You don't chase hypergamy. You don't manifest men. You manifest alignment. You become so elegant, so magnetic, so centered that hypergamy becomes your default, not your dream. It finds you because it recognizes itself in you. This is your final reminder. Be the luxury, be the lifestyle, then let the man match your energy, not define it. This is high quality essence and you are the prize. Remember, darlings, in order to live a high quality lifestyle, you have to embody high quality essence. Smooches!